What if you could spend as much time as you wanted with every person on the planet? That's something I think about often, a kind of impossible intimacy, passing briefly through every private world, feeling the strange chemistry between yourself and every other soul alive. I think everyone on some level would like to truly understand the people they encounter if they could. But understanding takes time, and most of us, at least most of the time, have to fill in the blanks. Not every encounter would bring out your best. Some people would make you feel smaller. Others would reveal a version of yourself you would rather not see, and every now and then, someone's pain would ask for a kindness you did not know how to give. Then, without warning, another soul might open up something in you instantly. At times, you would pass through lives in their early years where the world still looks new enough to glow, and you would sit with people nearing the last days carrying a century behind their eyes. You would find people desperate to be taken seriously, people who have almost disappeared into themselves, and people who somehow give you exactly the advice you didn't know you needed. I suppose the one extremely fortunate outcome through this mystical passage through humanity is that you are almost certain to eventually do the one thing most of us have yearned for throughout our entire existence. You are destined to find your soulmate. Somewhere in those 8.3 billion encounters, there would be one person whose inner world fits yours with uncanny precision. The person who makes the scale collapse. The one soul in the crowd who does not feel like a statistic. But fantasy eventually does have to answer to arithmetic. Even if you reduced this whole chimerical journey down to only 10 minutes with each person, just 10 minutes, back to back, no sleep or interruptions, nothing, it would take over 150,000 years. Do the math, that's really what it is. There's a line often attributed to Stalin. One death is a tragedy. 1,000,000 deaths is a statistic. Whether he said it or not, the reason it survived is because it describes something very sad but true about the human mind. Unfortunately, our empathy has limits. We can't care about 8.3 billion people as individuals. Not really. We can say we do, but emotionally the mind collapses. One soul in pain is unbearable. 1,000,000 suffering beings becomes a category. We are not built to hold that much suffering inside of us. To put it in blunt, sad, realistic terms, nobody is that smart. The issue is scope. Power does not become dangerous only because bad people use it. It becomes dangerous when it grows beyond the human ability to understand the lives it affects. There is a scale where authority can still be personal, if the people making those decisions are close enough to feel the consequences of those decisions. But once power stretches across millions or hundreds of millions, the human being disappears into the void. That is where scope begins to outrun moral comprehension. So other than being an interesting reality to consider, what is there to learn from this thought experiment? Is it useful, or is it just an interesting fantasy to ponder? I think it could be useful for a number of reasons, most of which I probably haven't even thought of yet. But I can think of at least two ways this matters, and one rises to the front immediately. It becomes a powerful argument against the consolidation of power. At the scale of megacities and billion-person nations, comprehension itself begins to fail. It is not necessarily that a system does not want to take everyone into consideration, it is that it can't. The problem with consolidated power on a large scale is almost the opposite of the problem our tribal nature was built to solve. In a small tribe, the mentality of what is best for the group may actually make sense because the group is still human-sized. If there are 100 people and a handful of elders know everyone, know their children as well as their histories, then they can say, here are the strengths and weaknesses of these ones, and here are the strengths and weaknesses of those. They know who can lead and who can organize, and the elders can counsel the tribe by the fire. They know what kind of task each person can be trusted with, so everyone can take care of each other. In that circumstance, Group decision-making still has a chance to stay human. It is not just abstract wisdom, it is proximity. The people with authority are still close enough to the lives affected by that authority. But once that same logic is lifted out of the tribe and magnified to the scale of millions and billions, something breaks. What is best for the group no longer comes from people who know the group. It comes from somewhere above it, from a tiny number of people trying to define the good for lives they will never sit across from. This is one of the strongest arguments against central planning. Not because every planner is cruel, not because every institution is evil, but because no central mind can know the private logic of each life it claims to manage. It can see the population from above, but it cannot see the person inside the number. The larger the group and the more concentrated the power, the more human beings become abstractions. And ultimately, the further the least powerful are pushed from the decisions that shape their lives. So, empowering each and every individual is not just a matter of freedom. It may be the closest thing we have to a structure through which a humane, large-scale utilitarianism can emerge. That's easier said than done, I know, but it gives us a direction to move toward. And then our new realm of media takes the same problem and turns it inside out. Andy Warhol's old line about everyone getting 15 minutes of fame feels less and less like a clever exaggeration with every passing year, and more like an accidental prophecy. Only the modern version goes beyond fame. It is not just that everyone gets to be seen. It is that almost anyone can briefly inherit a kind of power that used to belong only to institutions. Through media, we have created a new framework where, once again, you really don't know your tribe. You are no longer speaking to a village of people whose lives you understand. You are speaking into an unknown crowd, each person carrying a private world you will never see. That may sound paradoxical after arguing that power should stay closer to each and every individual, but it reveals the same problem from another angle. In one sense, this power is not new. Ever since Gutenberg, maybe before, people have been able to send a piece of themselves beyond the room into the mind of someone they will never meet. But what has changed is speed and scope. The message no longer has to travel slowly through distance, institutions, or time. It can arrive almost instantly, almost anywhere, magnified beyond any sense of human proportion. It can enter a private life at the exact wrong moment or the exact right one, and become something the person sending it never intended. And that is the strange reality we are living in now. Media has become a planetary tool running on tribal software.